it was so special. It was so spiteful. This man is the future.
Wow. It's just wow. That's what it is.
Fight fans, welcome back.
Itauma!
When Iron Mike first hit the scene, the entire boxing world stood still and took notice.
Fantastic right hand by Mike Tyson, who is going to go a long way.
It was an 18-month reign of terror towards boxing's ultimate prize. There was no trash talk, no flamboyance, and no gimmicks. He was there strictly for business.
The man, in the truest sense, is an animal, but we say that in a positive way.
Today, Moses Itauma is more of the same.
To go, and in goes the towel!
Subdued, nonchalant, but frighteningly clinical.
Oh, look at that!
None of the Ben Whitaker exuberance, nor the Eubank antics.
He's flaring.
Moses shows up, does a job, then shows out.
Inviting the trouble. He's brave, but he's completely outdone.
Often these claims are ridiculed, with onlookers preferring a unique name and narrative.
Like I said, it's Moses Itauma's time.
But contrast and hype have a strong working relationship.
That's, he talked about Mike Tyson. Remember when he knocked on Trevor Burbick and he tried to get up and the legs were the same.
And here, this time, the hype is very real.
And there is the disruptive power of this exciting teenager who gets another stoppage.
A lot of comparisons to Mike Tyson, which I think are quite unfair, but the only reason we're hearing those is because of the age.
The comparisons were unavoidable, and while he's similar in age and ambition, he's very different in stature and style.
Got to remember, he's still a young boy, and he still hasn't really developed yet as an adult, and that's a scary thought process, actually.
The wrecking ball of today is a far larger specimen. He's 6 inches taller, 7 inches longer, and 30 pounds heavier than Mike in his early days.
Some would have you believe he's 6 foot. He's not. He's 5'10". He is not a big heavyweight. He's only a kid. Yes, he is going to fill out.
And while media hypotheticals now square Itauma off against the division's behemoths,
He's going to beat Philip Hergridge, Martin Bakole, Joseph Parker, and Daniel Dubois back to back to back.
the hyperbole on this occasion is well deserved. As an amateur, Moses never lost, and with a 24-0 record and 10 knockouts, even to the untrained eye back then, the talent was glaringly obvious.
I've seen some of the footage. If you can go online and you can see the footage of him in the European Championships where he won the gold medal. He knocks out everybody in the first round, four knockouts in the first round. He's only a young man. He's, say he's just turned 18, but he looks something special to me.
In contrast, Mike's amateur start was 48-6. He too stood out from the crowd with some quick-fire knockouts. Less controlled, but more aggressive and twitchy.
Tyson in the blue is a bomber. He's trained by no other than Cus D'Amato.
But another style that was far better suited to the pro game.
15 years old. I think we should all remember that name, Mike Tyson.
I'm in training camp for a world title, yeah? See this boy here, he's 15. And his brother, they are the most freakish boys I've ever... Well done, watch out. Watch out.
Well, maybe this is the start of something special. A young man, Moses Itauma, who's only 18 years of age, who wants to win the world heavyweight title, younger than Mike Tyson was.
What gives you the confidence in yourself that you believe you can go on to do that?
The fact that his brothers lost tonight, how does he cope with that?
The magnifying glass was out from the word go, but he certainly didn't disappoint.
When I get in the ring, man's do the talking, innit?
What a start! What a start! Inside the opening 15 seconds. What a statement, what a start. The journey's begun for Moses Itauma.
Back in 1985, Mike's debut opponent, Hector Mercedes, at least came to fight. but explosive combinations would mean that he too would only last a minute and a half.
The boy can do everything the champion is required to do, and if he does everything that he's capable of doing, I tell you, he may go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time. That, of course, depends on the fight.
Here he is tonight, looking for another early night against this inexperienced Argentine.
8 weeks later, Itauma was back. His opponent this time was Ramona Alberto Ibarra, an unknown quantity from Argentina.
I would advise you not to take your eyes off him. Very explosive, isn't he, Itauma?
And just 23 seconds later, following the first real onslaught from the 18-year-old, an unknown quantity, he would remain.
Straight away off. Oh, what a shot! There he goes.
Telling him to get out.
I see you telling him to get out.
Telling him to get out.
He's flat on his back.
I can't really show a lot of what I'm made of because the opponents they're not meant to be in the ring with me.
You know, we're not here just to set a record. We're here to forge a fantastic heavyweight career and make sure that Moses reigns supreme at the top of heavyweight division for many years to come.
The idea of toppling Mike's unbeatable heavyweight record was gaining more and more traction.
He can only beat who's in front of him, but obviously you've got politics and stuff in boxing, so if there's a perfect storm and it all lines up, it's doable, yeah.
Interestingly, following 2 first-round wipeouts, both Moses and Mike would drag their feet a little going into their third respective fights.
Moses Itauma!
Despite having very little to offer offensively, Moses' third opponent, Dovbashenko, did have an impressive chin.
Seemed like he's more durable than maybe your first two.
Oh, 100%. He was tough.
He's
He had a head like a bowling ball. I remember catching him with a solid hook, and I heard my knuckle do a little bit of a crunch, and I was like, yeah, this might be a long day today.
And so, rather than get frustrated or complacent,
They want rounds, they want experience, they want challenges.
the youngster would use him as an exhibition opportunity, showcasing his skills, shot selection, and character.
I just went in there and I was like, let me have fun really, rather than trying to knock him out. Let me just get the rounds under my belt.
Still undefeated, Moses Itauma!
I tell you, I am glad I am this side of the ropes and not that side of the ropes, because Tyson looks mean, he looks menacing.
Similarly, Mike's third test, Don Halpin, didn't just make it out of the first round.
Halpin, he's no mug. Good first round.
He survived 3 grueling episodes, more than any of Tyson's first 17 opponents.
Seeing a different side of Mike Tyson tonight. It's almost as if his corner have said to him, listen, you don't have to win every fight inside one round. Good right hand again from Tyson.
Mike, too, took it as a learning experience, bringing a new level of composure and refusing to pounce until the time was right.
Can Tyson finish this? I think so. I think so. That's enough.
So here we go. He promises an early night, never wants to go the distance.
3 months later, Kevin Espindola returned to the UK to do a job.
This is the man who believes he is the future of the heavyweight division.
It wasn't to test Moses' chin or beat him to the punch, but solely to survive.
Just fearful to punch, he's kind of happy not to get hit rather than try and win himself.
There were a ton of positives, but those Tyson comparisons would take a hit, as the incredible shot selection, angles, and whipping combinations were all overshadowed by a failure to capitalize.
It's important that Itauma doesn't get disappointed in the fact that he didn't do what he obviously wanted to do, which was finish it early. There's such a long way to go.
As crafty and talented, yes, but as spiteful and menacing as Mike, we still weren't sure.
Even if I get the fella out there, I don't get out there, I'll still learn.
Listen, you're taking on guys like this at 18 years old. People double your age, you're taking them on.
24.
You saw the type of punches that he throws, and it's a question of who can survive that type of punching. I don't know of any heavyweight who can take those kind of punches. Find some fights.
At this point, Tyson's momentum really got going. He was hitting people like they'd never been hit, and making shutouts of Ricardo Spain, Michael Johnson, and Robert Coley look like near-death experiences.
Hit like a steam hammer.
I mean, that's the kind that breaks ribs, folks. Oh, my goodness.
They keep putting them in front of him. He keeps knocking them over. That's all she wrote.
Fortunately for Moses and heavyweight boxing fans alike, this fifth outing would see his mindset shift and the killer instinct return.
You can see Itauma means business straight away, Fletch here. Planting his feet and looking for big punches.
Destructive power in both hands, the teenager from Chatham.
This is the only performance I'm satisfied with. Like my last 4 fights, I wasn't really happy in it. I still had things left in the tank. I had injuries, so.
The same composure and defensive responsibility was there, but an enormous uppercut after 70 seconds changed everything.
This year, oh, left uppercut. Brilliant shot, through the guard, onto the chin, down went Busetta.
And a Tyson-esque 10-punch follow-up saw the teenager shut his men away in style.
Still 90 seconds in the round to go, and in goes the towel. And there is the destructive power of this exciting teenager who gets another stoppage.
Timing, the power, the speed, it was all there.
The hype was real, and the next string of fights were about to prove it.
When I'm fighting, I want them to be like, yeah, that's him, that's the man. So yeah, I'm getting used to this, but I just want to fight. I want to be out every week.
I want to fight, and destruct the world because I'm the best fighter in the world.
The lights would be brighter than ever on the Fury Ngannou undercard as Istvan Bernath, 10 years his senior, came to spoil the party. And where Fury's bizarre, lackluster performance would offer up the limelight to some of the other young talents, none would shine brighter than Itauma.
I saw a clip there on where he spoke to you as you were walking away from the presser. What did he say?
I said I'll go for quality over quantity because obviously I don't want to be boxing bums, and he was like, no one's a bum.
No bum. That's hard.
You can learn from every fight, innit?
Yeah,
you can learn from every fight.
I can learn mostly from Arthur.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Obviously he holds the record, so him telling me that he wants me to be here, it's a bit, I don't know, it's a bit mad, it's a bit surreal.
He's powerful, he's destructive, and he might just be the future of this heavyweight division.
Still only 18 years old and entering the 7th fight of his first pro year, Moses would close 2023 in style.
Looking for a first round knockout, just like in his last contest.
Balaj was an imposing figure at 6'6", but he would certainly have his work cut out.
That's a great left hook. He's got
a huge left hand and subsequent chicken dance in the first 30 seconds ensured another sub-minute finish for the youngster.
He's brave, but he's completely outdone, and it's got very quickly indeed here tonight. Add that one to the list.
He is the most gifted, let alone heavyweight kid that's ever been through my door. I know he wants to get the rounds out, but he can only do what's put in front of him, and it's a learning curve every time he gets in there. It will get harder, but he's so special. You know, he'll be the best heavyweight ever if he keeps on going.
Back at York Hall a few months later, and this time it was Dan Garber's turn. Another one that felt the power early and then wanted no part of it.
On Monday, some fair play to him. His hands are getting quicker. He's got destructive power.
Rapid combinations, bad intentions, and some hands-down showmanship.
Right hand that caught him flush. There's another one in his own corner, clubbing left. And the referee's having a look again, and he calls it off.
4 consecutive first-round knockouts, making small hurdles of big men. And on a seemingly inevitable path to the world stage.
A lot of noise around you this week, Moses. I do want a reaction from Tyson's comment. He said, you are the future of the heavyweight division.
I agree with him.
Winner by TKO, Mike Tyson.
By now, Mike's own string of first-round KOs saw some similarly sized giants dropping like flies.
Was in deep trouble, is in deeper trouble.
Eddie Richardson with a leaping left that nearly lifted him off his feet.
If they can find some fights, then left hand almost drove Richardson right through the canvas.
Sammy Scaff with a broken nose and a damaged ego.
Not throw wild punches. Big left hook. And there is Scaff down.
And David Jaco systematically beaten into submission.
Lucky he was going back. Wasn't then. Left hand. How many times have we seen that?
Tyson's first year ended with his first real step up, over 10 rounds, as a game Jesse Ferguson had the confidence beaten out of him. Moses' first 10-rounder was just around the corner too, against a hard-hitting 25-3 Kazakh.
He's unorthodox, he's awkward, you see he's got a bit of a bounce in his step, he likes to spring in and out, so a bit of patience required from Itauma. No need to rush anything, don't load up.
A chin check was expected from Mazenkev, but everything he threw was countered.
Oh! When he makes you miss, he makes you pay.
The Pole made it out of the first round, but not a minute longer, as blistering combinations drew sinister comparisons.
What
a shot!
That's Itauma Mike Tyson. Remember when he knocked on Trevor Bubik and he tried to get up?
Should be able to get up from this. His legs may be shut.
The legs are the same.
36% of the people thought Mazenchev was going to win this fight. He's just absolutely destroyed him.
By now, Tyson would have twice the amount of fights to his name, and the likes of Quick Tillis and Mitch Green would provide some more durable challenges.
Another day in the classroom. Big left hand to end things.
Itauma, too, has been introduced to some more recognizable names.
Rising heavyweight sensation.
And swapping power for size, a 6'8" Marius Wack was poised to ask some serious questions.
This will be a notch on his record, this. Itauma, if he gets this guy out.
If he can get rid of Wack early, or at any stage in a fight, I think it's a big statement.
Only big hitters like Bakoli and Povetkin have ever put the Viking away, and even still, nobody has come remotely close to doing it quite like this.
That's what he's known for. He's known for having a good chin and taking people the distance. Exactly. So I'm ready to show people why I'm different.
Big statement from a big punch. There's a look of genuine fear in the eyes of the start of this fight. His mouth, the referee's going to stop it, and rightly so, that was taking considerable punishment.
For the world title shot, some of Mike's most iconic knockouts set the stage perfectly, as a grudge match against Marvis Frazier, son of Smoke and Joe, showed Tyson at his ferocious, terrifying best. For Moses, it was his third Saudi trip to face Dempsey McKean on the undercard of Fury Usyk 2. That one really put him on the map.
You're going to be confident.
I'm not trying to get into no tear-up.
It'll be a tear-up. It's a fight. It's going to be a tear-up one way or another.
Listen, I ain't coming into a tear-up. I ain't trying to be there. I'm trying to outbox you and knock you out.
It's all right. Think that way.
McKean was 22-1 with a sole loss to Filip Hrgovic.
11th professional outing for the sizzling southpaw.
That obviously in a fight is completely different to sparring. In a fight, he's never been punched with a 10-ounce glove. He's stated that over and over again. So yeah, we're going to see when he feels those knuckles.
Tall, decent man in front of him in Dempsey McKean with ambition.
So as they used to say in the opening to those ESPN Tyson shows, this one's scheduled for 10. But don't go anywhere.
And when my opposition steps up, that's when I bowl them over, because they're giving me opportunities.
Down in just a minute, following a looping overhand left, and then baited into position for a violent finish.
This young man is a future superstar. Mark my words. Absolutely remarkable the way he's dispatched McKean there, an experienced fighter.
I mean, honestly, he has left everybody in this place somewhat open-mouthed. Here's the announcement.
If onlookers weren't already sold, they were now.
I think he can go all the way. He's the most exciting heavyweight prospect that we've produced and maybe the world's seen for quite some time.
The opportunity to beat Mike's record had slowly drifted out of sight, but the world-level ambitions were still very much on track.
Just live healthy, live clean, and just focus on the prize. You know, you'll have that world title around your waist. It's possible, believe me.
It's the building process. We know how it goes. What is he, 11 fights in? Yeah, he's still in the building process. But like I said, you know, sometimes you bite off more than you can chew, and I think this is one of them times.
I think it's very disrespectful to name other fighters when I've got a serious contender like Matt Balogun in front of me. So, like I said, I'll do a job and send him on the way home.
Coming out of his shell in the build-up, Itauma's last outing against Mike Balogun showed an increase in confidence and an adaptation to the big stage.
Do you believe you stop him on Saturday night? Very possible. If he comes out fast, then he's going to run into something. Y'all going to go around and find out real quick.
He's going but he looked to his corner as if to say, what just hit me?
Big words outside the ring were backed up by razor sharpness inside it. But the American wouldn't go down without a fight.
Devastating. And can he make it this time? Brave man, Mike Balogun from the States. And he's going for it. Fair play to him.
Unfortunately, his aggression was met with ice-cold composure when it mattered most.
This is what I do. And there's no way the fight should continue. It is finished. Ring intelligence, moves like a middleweight and punches every bit of a heavyweight. What a combination.
I respect when a guy shows up and gives a good representation of what everybody believes him to be. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys are oversold. You know this. You know, he's the goods. Simple and plain.
This is what I do.
It's absurd. This is the next big thing in the heavyweight division. I did a little deep dive on him. I figured we're going to be talking about him for years to come, hopefully.
Moses' ability to knock his man out on the back foot helped tick an important box. It was one that Mike never really ticked, especially not at this stage.
Get in and out, to fight off the back foot, to pull back like you said. He's got a nice check hook.
And one that makes the future even brighter for this 20-year-old world beater.
At that stage, I just feel like he's God-gifted, the ability that he's got, and now it's just about showing the world what he can really do.
So now, for the man of the moment, those old sparring whispers are slowly turning into harrowing campfire tales.
He's only 15 goalies on him. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna have some rounds off here. Got the shock of my life.
The Moses Itauma fight I could have probably had at some point. I'm not interested, mate.
What's that?
Because he's too good. He's too good.
And while you're probably getting sick of the references by now, we're seeing that same outward confidence and self-belief that turned a reserved Catskill brawler into the baddest man on the planet.
How didn't challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills. They're just as good as dead.
Do you like the comparisons to a young Mike Tyson?
Personally, no.
I never see Joe Frazier doing the things he do. I have no comparison with. The way I come from, I think that it's weak to look up to someone else and say, he's my idol and I want to be like him.
Moses Itauma isn't lucky enough to have a Trevor Bearbeck,
He can't take shots like this very long.
as this four-belt era has all bases covered by generational ability and relentless power.
Tyson Fury knows about it. There's a left that got through. Best work we've seen from Usyk.
However, swapping the bells and whistles of Don King for the careful, sensible guidance of Frank Warren, this superstar is in far better hands and has the world at his feet.
There are a lot of people who say that you are ready right now to fight anybody in the top 10. How do you feel about that?
I feel the same also.
See me in a 10-round fight, and then after that, release me to the big dogs.
honest goal in boxing is to win a world title, then to unify, and then it's just to help the young people coming through.